Hi there, and welcome back to the channel. So it's been a minute since I made a video. A bunch of stuff was going on, but I'm back now, and I got my guitar rewired. I had the Lawler pickups switched. Kay Mazer and I were talking about that, where the neck and the bridge sounded like they were flipped, and they were. So now they're not. New pots in there, switches go in the right orientation, so the guitar is just better than ever. Man, this guitar is just a monster. And I've been in here 3 nights already, but last night I had a big problem with the setup. I'm trying to replicate the original song. Goes, you know, it's the theme of the tune, and I wasn't getting down as low when I looked at my setup, so I had to basically unscrew everything, flatten the bridge down. I'm holding the trim bar. I rescrew the screws down, you know, reset up the trim claw. You know, look, I didn't lose my strings. But when I did that, I got a better lift here. It's like the right amount now. And when I drop it down, it goes down as far as it did on the record. Problem solved. Because really, the whole track is about that moment. And I've discovered there's kind of a rough spot. I might have gotten slightly off at 130. So I have to really, or maybe it's just the feel of the chorus is different from the verse. So I have to pay attention to the metronome on that one. So what I'm doing, trying to lay down the rhythm track to the song Are You Ready, which is a re-record of a song I've already done. It's on the channel, it's the channel tune, and I like the song, and people react to the song well every time they hear it. It's like one of the songs, you know which ones people like that you've done, so people like this one, you know, better than some of the other ones. So I wanted to make sure that it made it to the record. But the other like 5 or 6 songs that I've recorded that are going to be on the album have started to sound a lot better, like the drums sound better. So there's actually another couple tunes that I've thought about. I've even thought about redoing my song Hell Yes, just because it kind of sounds like a shambolic mess. I can play better now, I can record better now on the drums and play the drums better, way better on guitar. Like daily, that's getting better because I've kind of finally figured out that whole chicken picking thing that you do on the Strat, and like what its purpose is and how to keep rhythm going the whole time. You know, like this sort of ambient noise that's constantly moving through the rhythm. It's really awesome. So but man, it sucks re-recording. It really does. It's annoying to go back. And but I've got new songs on the horizon. I've got a new one coming up that I'm going to record for the channel, and I'm working on other ones that are starting to happen. So I think just doing stuff makes things happen. So whenever you're in doubt, just do stuff. So I'm back. I've got plenty of work to do. There'll be lots of videos because I want to get this song finished quickly. There's another guitar part, bass part, and a vocal to finish this song. Then I'm going to move to my new song. Then I'm going to reconsider. If I don't have another new song, then I'll consider re-recording one of the other 2 that sort of needs help. Maybe only one of the songs, but I want to make sure they're both better. 2 of my better songs, and one of them I just made redo the guitar. Everything else may be okay because it's got good energy. It's just it doesn't sound like the other tracks. It sounds thinner, worse signal to noise ratio. You'll notice on your good recordings on the Zoom versus your bad recordings, usually it'll be something went off and you get too much noise in the signal. So when you go to listen to the individual tracks, they have some hash on them, and that builds up and just starts to sound like crap. Alright, so this has been annoying. Alright, what I've got going here, I've got my little microphone marker here. It's at 8 inches. I learned this from Steve Albini. A lot of people put their mics really close, and he did that too sometimes, but I noticed this is how he did ours, so I started doing it. Measure 8 inches. I put it right here on the capsule of the microphone. Same thing here. You got to make sure that's right, or you're done down here. You won't even be able to get a good signal. Okay, this one is a Marshall. Oh, it's not an actual Marshall. It's better than that. It's GDS amp. With some super awesome parts in it, better transformer, and it is 18 watts, but it's really loud because I've got it going into this 4x12, and it's always completely cranked to 11. And then I've got the tone right at the middle. I find that gives you a balance between highs, lows, and it just sounds bigger and badder in that middle position. This is Celestian's G12H30 here, Alnico Blue here. The Alnico Blue is going into the MS1B Rain preamp, which then goes to channel 1, and that channel 1 strip is at 100, and the gain is at 0. I'm not using any gain because I get my micro voltage from this thing. Then this one here goes into input 2 directly. I've got my gain around 1 o'clock, I've got my input gain on the channel strip at unity gain 100 as well. And if you take your pan EQ button, you can check that just to make sure, and I'm going to be checking that a lot to make sure I don't mess that up. And then I can make my way all the way over to the master and make sure that's 24 as well. I mean, which is past 24, track 24, the master, it's the red knob. You want to make sure that's at 100 too. Let's do it. So I'm going to just hold down the switch. I could do it by track, so you can select up here and get closer, but I'm just going to hold it down, make sure it's at 100, and then I'm going to go up here and hit 1 through 8 and make my way all the way over to track 1. You have to get all the way off that master, it'll leave you stuck there, it's hard to explain, you'll see. As far as EQ, no EQ, no effects, no chorus, no reverb, and no added effect. If you go to effect, mine says off. Because I don't need an effect. I've got like the perfect guitar tone. This perfect sounding guitar through this amazing amp and speakers and cabinet. I wouldn't want to, mess that up. If I was recording, using these, of course I would do it. If I was, recording direct and didn't have an amplifier, which you should, never let that stop you, because this can sound fine. I just like the feel of a real amp. You just get more when you put more effort in, and this is more effort, than just plugging in directly. Alright, so, plus you get the mic'd ambience of the room, the Albini thing, this distance here, creates air, and it's like a different sound. Sounds like, more room. Not that this is the greatest sounding room or anything. So anyway, yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm plugged in, I'm ready. The tuner, you go to Tool, you hit Tuner, and you tune. I'm going to make sure I'm in tune, and you have to plug in to track input 1, and you got to make sure that the track is armed, or it won't register the guitar as being a signal. And officially you should turn on the high Z if you're going to play, because it boosts the low input of the guitar, but I'm not going to play, I'm just tuning. And you got to turn all the way up too, or turn up some, to make sure that it's reading your, somehow I'm not getting, I'm plugged into the amp, that's why. I've got a separate little cable over here. It's the kind of stuff that always keeps me confused and flummoxed. So I'm tuning up to E, because this is in concert, standard tuning. And then I'm going to step on the vibrato, so. And then I want to make sure that the string stayed in tune. Let me just get this one more time. And now they're doing nice. Look at that. Even with stepping all the way on it, didn't lose tune. Now, the way I do that, it's pretty simple, but it's kind of complicated. Once you get it to flow properly and everything looks good there, and it won't look that good until you get these screws right. So you've got it flat. You're set up with your time method up here so it doesn't go out of tune. You got your claw wherever you need it, because that's just all the claw does is just sort of adjust how stiff this arm is. And I like to keep mine up tight because there's a vibration point that I get where it's just really and it makes the arm tight, but I don't use the arm that much, so I don't mind it being tight. And then if you're out of tune, so let's say I hit an E note, press down on the bar and lose pitch, like if it goes it goes flat, then I'm going to tighten the screw. If it goes sharp, I'm going to loosen it, and I go along each string testing like that. You hit it, make sure it's in tune, hit the whammy bar. If it's flat, tighten the screw. If it's sharp, loosen the screw. So everything's good, we're in tune. I can unplug this cable, plug in this cable instead, hit exit here. Okay, got everything ready to go. All problems have been solved. It's just a matter of tracking. Let me drink water really quickly. I'm feeling like overwhelmingly thirsty. And then I will be back. I'll check tuning one more time, get the amp on, and we'll go. Okay, got that done. I might even have time to lay down the solo. Okay, so I gotta unplug this cable, go back in with the mic cable, or it won't record. The main obstacle, the main trip on this is just getting this dive bomb right and making sure that the rhythm pattern stays, in time. And there's a slight change during the chorus that you got to ride right or you get off. And we don't want that. All right, here we go. Let's wish me luck. All right. I don't think that was too bad. Let me listen to it, and I'll come back and tell you if that was a successful take, and then I can move on to the next one. Hold on one second. Okay, so off camera, everything went pretty well. I listened to the track, and everything was fine. Like I said, the rhythm playing is, not that challenging as long as you can stay on beat. And I have the benefit of the flashing metronome, which really helped. I recommend that. I didn't have any click going. I just, was going with the drums and watching that light helped me stay on it. That wasn't the issue. It's the replicating the original dive bomb, that boo. I really liked the way I did it. I had like a perfect one, and you get stuck on something. I've been trying to replicate it, and I think I got pretty darn close. I think it's pretty close. I don't think it's quite as good. If that was an A plus, this is just an A. But it's darn close, and the ending sounds almost the same, and I think even better. So the ending is actually, because I wanted that feedback at the end, and so I figured out a couple things on feedback. So like, say you're here next to the amp, and I wanted it to ring out with high, like like that kind of thing. So when I fed back to it, I aimed this side of the guitar at the amp, and then I was able to kind of turn it this way and pick up the low notes like that. I've never really noticed that before. I'm sure other people have. That would be something you discover out live one night, like how to manipulate the different frequencies by just which way you go with the body on the feedback. So the feedback at the end was, chef's kiss. The first is pretty darn good. I think it's pretty close. I went back and listened. The guitar sounds so much better that even if that dive bomb isn't exactly, what I have in my ears, only because I can hear that original one, so, every time you turn on the channel. But I think I got pretty close. I did it 3 more times. I don't know if I mentioned that. I'll just document the one that I did, for the video. But the take was actually three more tries, just because I kept trying to get that perfect boo. And I think I got pretty close, like I said, so enough. And then what I'm going to do now is, I was going to try to get that other part, but man, I'm burned out. This has been is this the 3rd night, 4th night, whatever I said tonight. I can't remember, but I've been up here many nights in a row fighting with this thing. Something I figured would be so simple, but I should have known, And it wasn't that it was a hard to play thing. It was just trying to replicate that dive bomb, which was a different guitar, a different time, blah, blah, blah. Didn't even know what I was doing back then, really, with Strat. So it's not fun to re-record stuff. It's best to just get it right the first time. Unless you're going to a studio with somebody and that was like a demo. But if you've actually made like a good version of the song that you like, it really sucks to have to redo it. All right, so that is the rhythm track for Are You Ready? Now I'm going to be doing the little solo bit. I'm going to have to go back and listen to the bass to remember what I did and start practicing that. And I'm going to just try to get these done quickly. The guitar tomorrow, the bass, the bass right after that. It may take a couple days just to make sure I got the part. Vocal I know exactly what to do with the vocal. I got the lyrics over there. I'm just going to sit here and sing it. No problems. No overthink, as we have discussed. No overthinking, just going to get it done. All right, next time. Thank you.